The bald eagle is arguably the most iconic bird in the United States. It's on the money, it's on the national seal, and it's the bird that comes to mind whenever someone says the word America. But despite how deeply embedded the bald eagle is in our culture, most people don't know much about the actual animal beyond the patriotic imagery. And the real bald eagle is honestly even more fascinating than the symbol. So today, I'm going to go over 25 mind-blowing facts about bald eagles that you probably never knew. And trust me, there's a lot more to this bird than just looking majestic on a flagpole. Number 1. They're not actually bald. This is the most obvious place to start, but it's worth saying because a lot of kids and even some adults genuinely wonder about it. Bald eagles are not bald. The name comes from an Old English word, balde, which meant white-headed. Their heads are covered in brilliant white feathers that contrast sharply with their dark brown body, giving them that distinctive look. So the name has nothing to do with hair loss. It's just an old word for white. Number 2. That famous eagle screech you hear in movies isn't theirs. This fact shows up in a lot of bird scripts because it's just too good not to mention. The powerful, piercing scream that Hollywood uses whenever a bald eagle appears on screen is almost always the call of a red-tailed hawk. The actual voice of a bald eagle is a high-pitched, chattering series of notes that sounds more like a seagull than a symbol of national strength. It's surprisingly wimpy for such an imposing bird. Film editors have been swapping in the hawk call for decades because the eagle's real voice just doesn't match the image. Number 3. They build the largest nests of any North American bird. Bald eagle nests are massive. A typical nest is about 6 feet wide and 4 feet deep, and because eagles add new material every year, nests that have been used for many seasons can become enormous. The largest bald eagle nest ever recorded was found in Florida and measured nearly 10 feet wide, 20 feet deep, and weighed close to 6,000 pounds. That's 3 tons of sticks, grass, moss, and other material piled into a single tree. These nests can actually become so heavy that they break the branches supporting them. Number 4. They mate for life. Bald eagles form long-term pair bonds that typically last until one partner dies. The courtship process includes one of the most dramatic displays in the bird world, a behavior called cartwheeling or the death spiral, where a male and female lock talons in midair and spin toward the ground together, separating at the last possible moment. It's a display of strength and trust that helps cement the bond between mates. Once paired, both parents share incubation duties and cooperate in raising their young. Some documented eagle pairs have remained together for over 20 years. Number 5. Females are about 25% larger than males. Like most raptors, bald eagles exhibit reverse sexual dimorphism, meaning the females are noticeably bigger than the males. A female bald eagle can weigh up to 14 pounds with a wingspan exceeding 7 feet, while males are smaller, typically weighing around 10 pounds. Scientists have several theories about why this size difference exists, including the idea that it reduces competition between the sexes by allowing them to hunt different-sized prey. Number 6. They don't get their white head until they're about 5 years old. Young bald eagles are almost entirely dark brown and look nothing like the iconic adult bird. They go through a complicated series of plumage changes over their first 4 to 5 years, gradually developing the white head and tail that make adults so recognizable. During this transition period, juvenile eagles are frequently misidentified as golden eagles or even hawks by people who don't realize that young bald eagles look so different from adults. Number 7. They were nearly driven to extinction. In the early 1700s, the bald eagle population in North America was estimated at 300,000 to 500,000 individuals. By 1963, there were only 417 known nesting pairs left in the lower 48 states. The decline was caused by habitat destruction, shooting by farmers who believed eagles threatened livestock, and most devastatingly, the pesticide DDT. DDT accumulated in the food chain and caused eagles to produce eggshells so thin they cracked under the weight of the incubating parent. The species was listed as endangered in 1967. Number 8. Rachel Carson's book helped save them. The connection between DDT and the decline of birds like the bald eagle was brought to public attention largely through Rachel Carson's groundbreaking 1962 book Silent Spring. The book documented the devastating environmental effects of pesticides and faced fierce opposition from chemical companies, but it ultimately led to a nationwide awareness campaign, the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, and the banning of DDT in 1972. Without that book and the movement it inspired, the bald eagle might not be here today. Number 9. Their comeback is one of the greatest conservation stories ever told. After DDT was banned and the Endangered Species Act provided legal protections, bald eagle populations began a slow but steady recovery. Captive breeding programs, habitat protections, and reintroduction efforts helped rebuild the population. By 2007, there were enough nesting pairs to officially remove the bald eagle from the endangered species list. Today, the estimated population in the lower 48 states is approximately 316,700 individuals, including over 71,400 nesting pairs. That population has quadrupled since 2009, going from 417 pairs to over 71,000 in roughly 60 years is one of the most remarkable recoveries in wildlife conservation history. Number 10. It's illegal to possess even a single eagle feather. Bald eagles are protected by the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act, which makes it illegal to kill, disturb, or possess any part of a bald eagle, including feathers, eggs, or nests, without a special federal permit. Violating this law can result in fines up to $100,000 for individuals and $200,000 for organizations, along with potential imprisonment. The only exception is for enrolled members of federally recognized Native American tribes, who can apply for permits to obtain eagle feathers for religious and cultural purposes. Number 11. They're opportunistic eaters and occasional thieves. While fish make up the bulk of a bald eagle's diet, they're actually opportunistic feeders that will eat ducks, small mammals, turtles, snakes, and carrion. They're also well-known kleptoparasites, meaning they regularly steal food from other birds, particularly ospreys. Benjamin Franklin reportedly wasn't a fan of this habit, writing that the eagle was a bird of bad moral character because it preferred to steal rather than hunt honestly. Number 12. They can see fish from over a mile away. Bald eagle eyesight is estimated to be 4 to 5 times sharper than a human with perfect 20/20 vision. They can spot a fish from over a mile away, and their ability to see into the ultraviolet spectrum may give them additional advantages in detecting prey. Their eyes are nearly as large as a human's, despite their heads being much smaller. When an eagle is soaring high above a lake, it's scanning the water with a level of visual detail we genuinely cannot comprehend. Number 13. They can swim. This surprises a lot of people, but bald eagles can swim. If an eagle grabs a fish that's too heavy to lift out of the water, it will use its wings as oars and essentially paddle to shore, dragging the fish behind it. It's not the most graceful thing you'll ever see, but it works. There are documented cases and videos of eagles swimming considerable distances to reach shore with a catch they refuse to give up. Their grip strength is so powerful that once they've latched onto something, they can actually have trouble letting go. Number 14. Their grip strength is about 10 times stronger than a human's. Speaking of grip, a bald eagle's talons can exert roughly 400 pounds per square inch of pressure. That's about 10 times the grip strength of an average human hand. This crushing force allows them to catch and hold slippery fish and to dispatch prey quickly. Their feet are also equipped with small bumps called spicules on the undersides of the toes that help them grip wet, slippery fish. Number 15. They can lift about half their body weight. Despite their size and strength, bald eagles can only carry prey that weighs up to about half their body weight, roughly 4 to 8 pounds. Stories about eagles carrying off small children or large dogs are myths. They physically cannot lift anything close to that weight. Number 16. They're found only in North America. Bald eagles are endemic to the continent, meaning they don't naturally occur anywhere else in the world. They're found across Canada, all 50 U.S. states during at least part of the year, and parts of northern Mexico. Alaska has the largest population, with an estimated 30,000 to 50,000 individuals. But thanks to the recovery efforts, they're now nesting in every state in the lower 48. Number 17. Young eagles wander for years before settling down. After leaving their parents' territory, juvenile bald eagles spend the next 4 to 5 years roaming widely before they reach sexual maturity and begin looking for a mate and territory of their own. During this nomadic phase, young eagles may travel hundreds or even thousands of miles. Once they do settle down to breed, they tend to return to the general area where they were born, usually within about 75 miles of their natal territory. Number 18. Not all bald eagles migrate. Some bald eagle populations, particularly those in warmer southern states and along the Pacific coast, stay in the same area year-round. Northern populations will migrate south when lakes and rivers freeze, cutting off their access to fish. But their migrations are driven purely by food availability, not by a fixed instinct. If the water stays open, northern eagles may stay put. Number 19. They can live for decades. Wild bald eagles typically live 20 to 25 years, and some have been documented living even longer. The oldest known wild bald eagle was found dead in New York in 2015 at the age of 38. In captivity, where they're protected from the hazards of the wild, eagles can potentially live even longer. This longevity gives mated pairs many years together, during which they add to their nests, refine their hunting territories, and raise multiple generations of eaglets. Number 20. They've knocked bears out of trees. Bald eagles are fierce defenders of their nests. There are documented cases of eagles attacking and driving off black bears that attempted to climb trees holding nests. They've also been recorded fighting off raccoons, ravens, and other eagles. When it comes to protecting their young, very few animals are willing to challenge a pair of angry bald eagles. Number 21. Their nests can be used for decades. Because bald eagles return to the same nest year after year and add new material each season, some nests have been in continuous use for decades. The structural improvements gradually build the nest into a massive platform that can support the weight of 2 large adults and their growing chicks. Number 22. Ben Franklin's turkey quote is often misunderstood. The story that Benjamin Franklin wanted the wild turkey as the national symbol instead of the bald eagle is widely repeated but somewhat misleading. Franklin made his comments in a private letter to his daughter, criticizing the eagle's thieving habits. He never formally proposed the turkey as a national symbol, but the anecdote has become part of American folklore. Number 23. They're a barometer for environmental health. Because bald eagles sit at the top of the aquatic food chain, contaminants accumulate in their bodies through the fish they eat. This makes them excellent indicator species for water quality and ecosystem health. Their near extinction from DDT was one of the most visible warnings that something was seriously wrong with environmental management, and their recovery has been used as evidence that protections work. Today, lead poisoning from ingesting ammunition fragments in carrion is a growing concern for eagle populations. Number 24. They were the first species protected by what became the Endangered Species Act. While the modern Endangered Species Act wasn't passed until 1973, the bald eagle was among the earliest species to receive formal federal protection under its predecessor legislation. The species was listed under the Endangered Species Preservation Act of 1967, and its decline was one of the catalysts for developing the more comprehensive protections that followed. The bald eagle's story was instrumental in building public support for endangered species legislation in the United States, and its recovery has been the signature success story of the program ever since. And number 25. They represent something bigger than themselves. This might sound obvious for a national symbol, but it goes deeper than patriotism. The bald eagle's story is the story of what happens when humans push a species to the brink and then decide to do something about it. It's a story about the consequences of environmental carelessness and the power of environmental action. The fact that a bird that was down to 417 nesting pairs is now thriving at over 71,000 pairs is proof that conservation works when we commit to it. Every bald eagle soaring over a river or perched in a tree today is living evidence that it's possible to undo the damage we cause, if we choose to. That's a message that goes well beyond any one bird or any one country. So there you have it. Those are 25 mind-blowing facts about bald eagles. They're not actually bald. Their real voice would disappoint Hollywood. They build nests that weigh 3 tons, and they came back from the edge of extinction to become one of the most abundant raptors on the continent. The next time you see one, take a second to appreciate not just what it looks like, but what it represents. Let me know your favorite fact in the comments below, and thanks so much for watching.